What is up, everyone? It's the Drummer Nerd, and welcome back to another Modsauce 2 episode on the Sandbox Survivors server. Today, we're going to play around with some more Mekanism, a little bit of Mekanism power. We're going to go with some somewhat inefficient power so that you guys can see what that looks like, and then we'll move into something a little bit better. But first, we've been pranked. I don't know who did this, but I'm going to find them. It's kind of a clever prank. I'm curious to see how they got all the water to stay like that. I wonder if they were using ice and just broke the ice and maybe that did the trick. It's either Saber or Matsu. I just don't know which one yet. And we're going to figure that out. I will always figure out. It's probably Saber since I was leaving dirt in his house on stream while he was building it. Clear this up. Okay. Alright. Alright, thank you. And last bit of water. Cool. I have a feeling I'm going to walk outside and there's going to be more on top of the place, but what can you do? So since the last time we've been here, we've just been kind of working on getting us some materials and fixing my GUI so that you can actually see everything. And I also created a backpack that's the 24 by 12, and these things are sweet. You should absolutely play around with compact chests and make sure you can build the biggest backpacks you can, because it's completely worth it. This one took, what did it take? It was a backpack, it was max, so it was 36 wool, 64 iron bars, and 18 string. We don't have a lot of sheep around this area, and I hadn't made shears, so it took a little while longer than I probably needed to, but still fairly easy to get. So today we're going to work on, like I said, getting a little bit better source of power for the enrichment chamber and the energized smelter and my metallurgic infuser. Because right now, just feeding these heat generators with coal or charcoal, it's not efficient. It's really not working out very well for us. So what we're going to do is, there are two ways that the heat generator will generate power. Either by putting some source of fuel into the machine, either charcoal, coal, or even lava will do the trick, and that'll fill this up and that'll generate some power. And that's all well and great, but again, that's not overly efficient. It ends up taking a lot of resources to make, actually. And it's just not something that we're going to end up wanting to do. So I'm going to pick these guys up because I'm going to move them back. In fact, let's put the infuser down first. We'll do the enrichment chamber, and then we'll... Okay, energized smelter. Okay, so let's put this up here. Enrichment chamber, smelter. So what I'm going to do is... Where am I going to do this? Let's just do this here for now. We're going to dig underneath. Right below where everything is here. I might even have to break up just a little bit to make sure where I am. So we should be right under the machines now. Cool. So what I figure we'll do is, I don't want to hear the generators all the time. They're very noisy and somewhat irritating. And the way that we're going to need to place these heat generators is we're going to have to surround them with lava so that they can actively produce power. And what happens is for every block of lava that you have around the machine, they'll produce some amount of power. So what we'll do today is we'll just craft a little section here, or break out a little section here using some of our awesome tools that will allow us to place this lava device safely and start generating up a little bit of power so that we can get these guys going. And we'll show you just how inefficient, I guess, that is first, and then we'll end up getting into some better power sources like wind turbines. So I'm going to clear out a little bit of space and we'll be right back. Alrighty, back at the base, and we've got this section kind of ready to go. Though I probably should seal this part off here real quick. Do I have the right materials on me? I do. Let's just seal this off because this is gonna get dangerous here in a second. So I got a little bit of lava, and I just kind of crafted a little cool looking space. There's not too much detail because you're not going to see most of it due to the lava. And I wanted to get a couple of lava buckets going because I want to see exactly how much power we're going to generate per side. And I want to make sure that we get lava underneath and lava on top to fill down to the sides. The only trouble with a lot of mods is they don't always take the lava as it spreads and make that count towards the power that it's generating. So like right now we're passively generating a little bit of juice. How about this guy? Very, very little. Let's put a little bit of lava on. Let's make sure we do this right, or we're gonna melt. Oh, right there. Is that going up a little faster? Okay, so the active generation of power with this is very, very, very bad. Put one right there. And this is going to be where the magic trick is that when we put it over the top and it flows over the sides, does it count on the sides? Let's put this here. Let's put this here. This is going to be really tricky. Nope, don't go there. There. Oh, that's going to be really, really tricky. Let's get a couple blocks down on the ground here. Oh, I don't have everything that I need. Let's go back upstairs and grab a couple of items. Check the box. There's always so much stuff that you need to keep track of with these packs. We'll eventually get into some kind of organization and help keep everything looking good, but okay, let's see. So did we think ahead on this? No, we did not. I need this to come out one more block before the wires go up, so this probably should have been back one more. Let's move this back one. It's a good thing I got this cool backpack, huh? You guys go in here. Just put everything in the backpack. So let me pick up all this lava real quick. And we're going to move this machine back one so that I can get the cables out. And have the cables go straight up this way. That means I'm going to have to break a bunch of this glass, but it's okay. Glass panels are easy enough to get. Such a horrible sound. Okay, let's pick this up. Let's pick this up. Let's pick this up. So let's move this. We were this block here. Let's move back one. Two, no. 2, 3. Okay, so this will be where we'll put the heat generators. Try again. Heat generator 1, 2, and 3. Take these blocks back. And we'll have to move this back one too. Yeah, so we want to make sure that the wires will line up so I don't have to do any kind of special odd stuff to get the wires to go straight up. So I want the wires to be able to come out one here, come out one more so that they can meet and go straight up. That shouldn't be too hard. So let's break this out here. Let's just replace our wall. I don't even know if the back wall will be necessary. I don't even know if you'll be able to see it. But we put all that effort into making a cool wall, so let's just finish it up and make sure it looks good. Let's see. I have to run back upstairs and get a couple more bits. So you can already kind of see that this particular kind of power generation is probably not going to be the best. In fact, it looks like it's not going to be very good at all. Okay, let's go back upstairs and get a couple more materials so that we can finish making this look nice and pretty. Just prettify it. Stone. We just need this, and we need the chisel. Come with me. I probably should just put that in the backpack. Keep it on me all the time. Alright, chisel that up. We used these guys. Stone blocks. Okay. Let's just clear this out real quick and make this nice and pretty. All right, now that that's prettified, let's get back to business here. So we can get our glass along the ground here. That'll keep our first layer of lava inside. And I really do want to... I'm not sure if we are going to have a source block on each side, which is ultimately going to be the issue with this, I think, is that we may need to have a source block on each side of the machine rather than, you know, a block on top of the machine that's allowed to flow over the sides. Come on. Go in the right spot. So let's grab... We had a fourth lava block. Let's get these guys up here so that we don't melt ourselves. I think that'll be a good idea. And this will let me cover the whole place like so. Let's see. I'm not sure how moment of truthy I'm feeling like being. That looks really ugly. Hopefully that'll go. No, that's just not going to go away, is it? We might have to replace this with actual glass so that it doesn't look so stupid. Let's try this, and hopefully I don't get melted. Alright, so that's covered. Good, 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 good. What do we got? So that's generating. Again, fairly slow, but it is generating. It's moving up fairly quickly. So I'm gonna go grab a couple more lava buckets and see if I actually place source blocks in along these sides. And ooh, that's gonna be ugly. Make sure that we don't click that by accident. We'll place a couple of source blocks on the sides as well as the top to see if we get a little bit better production of lava, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I tried the source block thing, and I added a source block basically here to this spot, and it didn't seem to make a difference. It's going up at a fairly slow rate, a little faster obviously than before now that we've covered the space with lava, but I did not add source blocks to this one, and it appears to be going up at about the same speed. So I don't think that you really need to have source blocks. I think you can just allow the lava to spill over the top of the blocks there, and it will count in its passive power generation. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to make us some basic cables so that we can actually hook these machines up to this. So what I've done is I've crafted a little bit of steel now, and we'll put these lava buckets away for future use. I'm sure we'll have a use for it. Let's get into the backpack and let's pull out all the goodies that we were actually playing with. So steel dust, probably need a little bit of coal. Never know when you'll need those. I need to now take the steel dust and smelt that into steel bars. And we're going to take those steel bars and a little bit of, this actually ends up being redstone. We'll take the steel bars and some redstone and we'll make 8 basic universal cables. I'll probably have to do that a second time, but right now I don't have any power to the machines that I need in order to craft the iron, or steel I should say, and so we need to actually get some power to one of those machines so that we can make the steel. I think that is the metallurgic infuser, so we got to get back down here. We got to hook the metallurgic infuser up, so let's actually get a power cable to it. First cable down, cool. And then we'll get a power cable on this guy, and bam, hooked up. Can I get one more over? No, so I'm going to be a little bit short here, but I think one more run of cables would be good, because all I got to do is get one line going straight up in the middle of all these guys, so I'll probably end up moving one of these cables over. But that's at least powering our machine so we can get a little bit more steel. So let's go get just a little bit more steel going. We have enough of the iron here, in the enriched iron, so let's put 2 there. Plenty of carbon. And the power generation seems to be holding up for this. That's not draining very fast, if really at all. So this probably will be enough for us to get these couple of machines running and keep them powered without any major issues. But where we will run into problems is when we start getting into the triple ore production, which requires 2 additional machines, and the power that those will take constantly to allow us to do the triple ore production will be a drain on our resources. So what we're going to do is we're going to get these hooked up so that we know that they work and we're producing enough power. But we're also going to make a wind turbine. And we're going to get one of those guys up on top of the mountain that we're living in now. Luckily, we're living in a mountain, so it's not difficult for us to get that in a good spot and make sure that that's able to produce power. But that is not dependent on any time of day, any outside factors other than it needs to be in open sky, in open space. Let's get this one here, here, there, and there. So those are hooked up. I kind of want to... I don't know whether or not these... Okay, cool. So that does just give us the item back. Good. Let's break this one too. Gimme. So now I want to get these machines connected there and right there. Power! It works! They're noisy. That's kind of irritating. I wonder if any of them are actually doing anything right now or if they're just making noise. Okay, so this one actually did have some stuff that was smelting. Good. So we'll let that finish. But yeah, that's awesome. We actually have some powered machines. I'll get this covered up so we don't see the wiring, but we'll do that at another time. What I want to do, again, is work on the wind turbine. If I could spell. Wind. This one here, Mekanism generators. So this takes 3 osmium ingots, an enriched alloy, a basic control circuit, and 2 energy tablets, which take enriched alloy, redstone, and gold. I think that we should have everything that we need to get started. What I'm going to do is we'll get these guys smelting so we make sure we have enough gold. Let's see, we grabbed one of the enriched alloy, but we're going to need a couple more of those. And I think I accidentally made one of the circuits. I don't recall actually using it. Never going to find it in this mess. Nope, that's probably lost and gone forever. That's okay, we can make more of those. So, I think we've already seen what it takes to make the enriched alloy and the basic circuits. So I'm going to work on getting a couple of those guys produced, and we'll come back when we're ready to make some of the bigger items for this. Alright, so let's just get this last one done here. I pumped a bit of redstone into this machine so that we could put the iron in and get our enriched alloys. We needed a total of 5 to get this machine made, and then I only need 1 basic circuit, so we'll take 1 osmium ingot, slap that in there with the redstone, and this should give us our basic circuit. And I should have the rest of the items that we need to get at least one of these guys made, but I'm sure that we'll probably need to make a bit more of the steel because we don't really have much in the line of basic cables left. And although I can get the wind turbine up where we need it, we do need a way to actually get that power down to the machines or to some kind of energy cell that's going to allow us to store the power as it's not being used. And we can basically get, you know, what we've got down here and the wind turbines going, because there's no reason for us to tear this down even though it's not the greatest. We can just get those things running together. It's no big deal. So we've got all the stuff that we need there. Let's go ahead and get over to the... Oh, you know what? We need gold. Thank you. Let's get over to the crafting bench. So let's start with energy tablets. I need 2 of those. Thank you. And then let's get this thing. Nope. You know, sometimes if you have an item that will not stack, it won't let us make it in that fashion. So let's do it the old-fashioned way. Bam! Wind turbine. That's awesome. It's dark out. Let's sleep this off. We should have a couple spots basically right above where our base is located right now, where we can stick this guy and hopefully there's not a creeper hanging out. See the nice big holes that have been blasted outside my base because of the creepers? As soon as nighttime's over, they're just standing there waiting for me. Okay, let's get to the top of here. We'll probably end up wanting to dig straight down too. Though I probably should have found... You know what? Actually, before we do this, let's figure out the exact coordinates that I want the cable to come from, so that we don't have to do any kind of special movement or special relocations. So where do we want this energy cell? I think it makes sense to have the energy cell somewhere down here. Probably realistically right about there. Because if we have an energy cell or any kind of source of power located here, then they can connect to these lines and supply the power. And then the nice part is I don't have to relocate this line, so I can have a line just coming straight down, which probably works because we generally do block this part off so that you're not seeing that. So let's see. If I want it to come straight down here, we're at negative 432, 1369. Let me take a couple of notes here. Yeah, let me take a couple of notes here, and we'll be back on top of the mountain. Okay, back on top of the mountain. It said we said 432, negative 432. I feel like I might have misnoted that. No. Okay, we're good. Negative 432. Which is here. You know, we might need to actually have the power cable running. Let's see. Let's just mark where this is for now. Negative 432. And I need to be at 1369, which is this way? Okay, so that's where we want the cable to go. But there's no way that I'm going to put the wind turbine in that spot. It's covered. You can't really get to it. And we need it to be in wide open space so that we can get the wind going. So this right here seems like a great spot to put down a wind turbine. And bam. Oh, that's cool. Check that thing out. And that's generating quite a lot of power. Well, that's generating a lot more power than the other device was. So now we just got to get some cables run and get some kind of energy storage for us to use here. So I'm gonna take a look at what it takes to get the energy storage up and get enough cables crafted to get these guys connected, and we'll be back. Okay, we got a little bit of work done here. I managed to run the cable that we needed because this thing just wasn't pumping out enough power for me to get everything I needed done. So I connected the wind turbine. I'll show you guys how I ended up doing that. But I wanted to build the energy cell that we were talking about. I need to let this guy kind of finish up doing what we need to do. But this is what we have here. It's a basic energy cube, which is a steel casing, 2 of the energy tablets we've already made in the past, and a couple of items you should all be very familiar with. The steel casing is just an osmium ingot and steel. So let's make that first, because I do actually have those items ready to go. Bam, steel casing. And the other stuff that we need is gold. We got gold, we got redstone, and we need 4 total of the enriched alloys. So that should be pretty easy to make. All I got to do is, unfortunately, dump the carbon that I have in here because I can't really do anything with it right now. So let's hit dump. So if you ever do have excess material in this left side here, carbon or redstone or sometimes diamond, I'm sure you don't want to dump diamond. You'll probably find some use for it if that's what you have in there. You just hit this dump button and it will dump anything that's in the left side here. And that ends up happening for any of the machines in Mekanism as well. There are other machines that will store things like oxygen or gas or those different types of materials. So let's get 4 of these going with some redstone. I'm just going to pump a couple in here at a time. I think we'll end up needing the total of 4. Let's see, that should take 10. Okay, cool. So 4 redstone will do the trick. Okay, those are ready to go. Let's get our energy tablets made. Sweet. 1, 2. And this was just like so. Okay, so let's get this in here. Let's put these guys there. Let's get my iron. I believe it was iron on the sides. It was either iron on the sides or redstone on the sides. Looks like it was redstone on the sides. How quickly we forget. Yep. Yes, cool. Basic energy cube. And I think that we had decided, or at least I had decided, that I wanted to separate these circuits here. So let's break this. I'm going to use my hands to break it because I don't want to accidentally break something more important. So I want to hit out this one? Yes. We're going to end up probably moving the cable when we get some other machines in here. But I wanted to separate the power that was coming from... Let's see, I kind of want to put the energy cell there, I think. Let's put the energy cell there. Bam. And that's filling up. And let's see, these two are connected, but these guys are not. Let's take this cable. And let's take this cable. Will those go across like that? Yeah, they will. Cool. Let's get this one out of here too. Thank you very much. You know what? Because I'm a little bit crazy in the head, we'll just make that a straight shot. And now I should be able to crawl my way back up here. Hopefully I brought enough items to do so. Looks like dirt's the word. Thank you. Now is this is gaining power. We're storing output. I think that we should be supplying power to the machines if they actually need it. You know what? Let's put something in one of these machines to make sure that it powers on. You know what? Never hurts to have another of these circuits. Now that's draining power very quickly. That's draining power very quickly, like it's actually not receiving any power. Is that my output on that side there? I'm sure that there's a tool that we can use to switch the output. These machines generally do have a side that... So that's not gaining any power either. Okay, well that's something that we can play around with at another time. But we've got the beginnings of a power network. And this guy should store a pretty decent amount of power. We shouldn't have any problems with powering these machines, which means we may very soon here be able to move on to the next tier of machines, which is the purification chamber and the crusher. And then we also should be able to make an osmium compressor that will allow us to make some pretty cool gear and tools, which I'm excited for because we are, in fact, still nudies. That's going to do it for me today, everyone. Thanks again for watching another episode of my Modsauce 2 Let's Play. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit that like button for me. And if you have any comments on the designs or the builds or anything, please drop me a comment. I love hearing from you guys. I love talking to everybody. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We'll be putting out these guys at least twice a week alongside our other series. And I'm looking forward to getting a little further along in the Modsauce 2 series. Thanks again. Bye-bye.